and thank you for tuning back into my channel. I'm Louise from Louise Perry Bridal, and today I am going to be talking to you about how to choose your bridal designers. Most of the things that I'm going to be talking about today are relevant to the UK because that's where I'm based, but I'm sure there are some transferable bits of information as well that if you're not based in the UK that you could probably use as well. The best way to find and meet new bridal suppliers is to go to the Harrogate Bridal Show. This is a trade fair and this is once every year. It's in September, early September, and it's in Harrogate in the UK. If you'd like something a little bit quieter to go to for your first show, your first trade fair, then the London Bridal Show is the same as the Harrogate Bridal Show, but it's just a little bit quieter. That's held in March every year. It's a trade only fair, so just be aware that you do have to have a business to go there. You have to have your bridal business. It's not open to members of the general public and they will check when you sign up. So here are a few tips to get you started when thinking about bridal designers to stock in your boutique. Some of this information is very old hat to existing bridal shop owners, I'm sure, but if you're new into the industry or you're thinking about starting a bridal boutique, then this is some really good information for you. Tip number one, diversify your designer base. So what that means is have a think about what types of designers you would like to stock. As a general rule, what I try to do in my bridal boutique is to have one really well-known designer, really popular designer who will bring the brides in. So somebody who's really well-known, somebody who brides have probably heard of, and that does attract brides into the shop. Then I would then think about a few other designers who are a bit more up and coming or have something unusual about them, may not be as well heard of, but they might have some different aspects to offer, such as affordability or some really great designs or the ability to do bespoke designs, that kind of thing. So it's worth diversifying the types of designers. Don't just think, I've heard of this brand, I've heard of this brand, and I've heard of this brand, I want to go for all of them, because there may be a chance that you might not be able to get them. So that's tip number one. Definitely think about how your designers are going to complement each other. Tip number two, think about the minimums that your designer requires you to purchase each year. You may or may not know this, but each bridal designer requires you to order a minimum number of dresses every year as sample stock for your boutique. That's in addition to any other dresses that you order from them for your customers. So when you meet your designer for the first time, you will place an initial order of a certain minimum number of dresses, and that will open your account, and then after that you will then be required to make a certain number of orders as sample stock every year. Tip number three, think about the location of other stockists of your designer. If you stock a particular supplier that is within, and the nearest other stockist is say 20 miles away, 25 miles away, then the chances are your customers, if they like a dress that you stock that's by that designer, they're not going to be looking around and shopping around elsewhere, or if they do, they may not want to drive 25 miles or so to a different shop. Generally speaking, as a general rule, the further away your nearest stockist is, the better it is for you. Tip number four, think about your target market. So obviously if you are starting up a bridal shop, you probably already have thoughts about who your target market is going to be, who the people are in your local area, who your local brides are going to be. So bear that in mind when you're thinking about the designers that you'd like to stock. If you don't pick the right designer for your target market, then your target market, your customers, are not going to see the value in that designer. And finally, tip number five, think long term. So the relationship that you have with your suppliers is going to be hopefully a very long-term one. Once you've got into a relationship with your designer, it's quite difficult to then stop supplying them. Once you move away from a designer, all of that stock becomes sales stock and you aren't able to order from it again. So it's worth thinking about the long term. So when you meet your designers, think about, do you get on well with them? Do you want to maintain a relationship with them for a long time? Are they accommodating to you? Is their customer service good? Do you feel like their gowns are quality? Do you feel like they can help you with any issues that might arise? Things like that. That's something really you want to think about. I know that's sort of many different points, many different aspects in one point, but it is worth thinking about the relationship that you will have with your designer. I do know many bridal boutique owners who have had difficulties with their designers in the past, and they have decided to just not stock them anymore, and it is quite difficult because then you end up with lots of dead stock that you can sell off in the sales, but you're not able to order from any of that stock, so you have to order then a whole load of new stock from another designer, and it's very expensive. You know, when you're actually buying your stock, it is a big outlay, so that's another thing to consider. So thank you for watching my video. That was 5 tips on choosing your bridal designers, and if you want to hear more from me, please subscribe to my channel. Look at my other videos for more information about how to run a bridal shop, and I will be posting more videos in the coming weeks about how to set up your bridal business. So thank you for watching. I'm Louise, and I will see you next time. Bye!